Hello.
Hi.
Hello, good afternoon. How are we? Hello.
Right. Ready to lunch and learn? How are you, Renee?
I'm good, thank you. How are you today?
Well,
Espresso one.
what's your business, Renee?
My husband and I run Everyday Delights, so we make our own sauces, condiments, and spice mixes from home
Oh,
and
yeah.
just sell them at the market. So we're just looking at other ways of marketing.
Interesting. You've been doing that for a while?
We're in our third month, so
Oh, fresh.
yeah.
Wow, very fresh. That's
Yes.
exciting.
Oh, awesome. Very good.
Thanks.
Well, it's good that you come along to these things because before you dive into anything, you can have a little bit more of an idea of what you dive into because the options, there's so many.
Yeah, we
Um,
keep seeing like to boost posts and everything, and I'm just like, oh, I might just have a look into that first. And
Good idea.
yeah,
Smart. Smart. Well, yeah, you'll definitely get an idea of whether that's right for you
yeah,
or not. But yeah, well, welcome to the business community. Is this your first business?
yes.
Oh, so rich fresh. We love meet
Absolutely.
go.
So I'm,
Hey,
I'm the president of Pine River, so you're more than welcome to come along to anything that we have. And if you want to come along, and I will just like give a plug, we do have our Women in Business Roundtable, which might be something you might be interested in. I think the last one that we're having for the year is actually on finance and how to, set everything out and a few information about that. So we've got two great speakers there, Courtney and my goodness, Emma, who works at SRJ Walker Whalen. So yeah, more than welcome.
awesome. I think I actually signed up for that one. So
Oh,
Great.
good. Very good. Yeah, 'cause getting your numbers right early, especially for food, because there'd be so many other, you know, cost factors to consider before you actually come to a price for a product. I imagine that would be quite complicated.
yeah, well, my husband was a chef for 17 years and worked in a few different places. So he knows the background bit of that better than I did. So
Oh, that's handy.
yeah, so that was good. So hopefully we got it right, but we're still early on, so we can always make adjustments.
Yeah. Well, that workshop might give you some indication on whether you're on the right track, and
Yeah,
there'll be experts there that you can ask some specific questions for. Hmm.
yeah, it'll be good.
And T, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. I was just
Good.
going to ask Renee, did you go to the Food and Wine Festival?
No, so we only started in July, so we're a bit too
Oh,
late to sign
of
up for
course.
it. But
Yeah,
we want to try and go to it next year.
yeah.
Mm.
There are a few there with really awesome condiments. So I love all that. Like it was very popular. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, we've been to a few over the years because I'm a foodie as well, and so is my husband. So I drag him to all the things that he missed out when he was working, 60 hours a week as a chef.
Oh yes. Yeah.
So yeah, but we always buy people's condiments and sauces because they always have different flavors to what we've got because we always love trying everybody's products. So yeah, I think we're a bigger supporter than we are with selling some stuff sometimes, but that's all right.
Oh, that's awesome.
And T, tell us about yourself.
Well, I do work with quite a few not-for-profits. And on the side, I have a few side hustles. So,
Okay.
but one of them is entrepreneurship for people with disability. So, people who the mainstream work world hasn't been made for everybody.
Yep.
So, anybody that feels that that's not their spot and they want to start their own business, that's what I do. Help people out with that. Yeah.
And I'm not sure if Janice is there or not, but that's okay. Oh,
Hi, Jess, I am here. Sorry, I don't have my camera on today, but
that's
I'm
okay.
here.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
You want to tell us about your business, Janice?
Yeah, so we've got a asphalt and civil construction business. So
Okay.
yeah.
How long
Um,
have you done that for?
uh, 30, 13 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so quite a while, but we haven't really done very much advertising. So
Okay.
yeah, just looking at different ways and where to spend basically. So
Great. Well, this is a great introduction to figure out that question. That's what this is all about, is working, not exactly how to do the ad, but
mm,
which ones what's the first step? Which one do we choose?
yeah, sure.
Of course, there's other ways of marketing, but yeah, these are the kind of two main ones. Shall we get stuck in, Joe? What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been keeping an eye on the email just in case anybody, said to email if there's a problem, but I haven't seen anything so far. I know that there was two people that unfortunately said that they couldn't make it, who emailed me. So, but I did tell them, and I'll just let all you ladies know as well. We are recording today, and it will be available as well if you need to go back over it and go over anything. So, yeah.
Cool. All right. Do you have any announcements?
No, I'll just basically just say, yeah, please keep an eye out for our events that we've got coming up. We've got the coming up is for the Collaborate Moreton Bay event, if anybody wants to come along that, and for Shane Webke, that's for the mental health coming up. And then also on the 22nd October, we have our last breakfast forum for the year. And that's going to be actually at the Club Pine Rivers. And then, yep, and our social networking, which are free. Anyone can come along to our social networking there once a month. You're more than welcome to come along to Hip Hops. We have them on the second Wednesday of every month. So yeah, love to see you there.
Yeah, definitely a fun event to get to. And food's good too.
It is.
All right, friends. Well, because we're a nice, intimate group, we'll probably get through the content fairly quickly, but that just leaves time for us to really dig in and talk about your business and how that can, get some advice, personalized advice on how that can help you. I'm going to share my screen and then we'll just get started. Mm, Good old Canva. Just let me organize my screens. All right, everyone can see my presentation
Yep.
now? All right, great. All right. So I can't see the chat, so feel free if you need to ask a question throughout the presentation, either just take yourselves off mute or there's a little emoji where you can put your hand up and I can see it on the side of my screen and I'll stop and have a chat. Otherwise, like I said, we're probably going to have plenty of time to answer your questions at the end because we're nice and intimate. All right, let's get started. So, as you may or may not know, everybody, my name's Jessica Ricketts. My business is called JR Digital, and we're a digital marketing agency that specializes in strategy and paid ads. So, all those annoying ads you see when you open up your favorite app like Facebook, Instagram, when you're searching on Google, I help businesses get those to work. I either do it all for you or through workshops and one-on-one training, I help you to learn how to do them yourself. Now, I want to tell a story before we get stuck into the content. Now, I've got two kids, Oliver and Amelia. Amelia's 9, Ollie is now 6. But when Ollie was about 6 months old, I was just having one of those days. Amelia was filthy and hungry. My husband David was at work. Ollie was teething and dirty and needed a new nappy. So I was tired. I went to the change table, went to change his nappy, and there were no nappies left. I even went into the emergency glove box in the car to see if there was a nappy in there, but alas, we were fresh out. So I was in a bit of a panic. I had to pick the kids up, throw them in the car, get them to the shop so I could buy some nappies. And as I started walking into the shop, I had one focus. I needed to get nappies before Ollie developed a nappy rash, before he had a punami on me. Like, I was seconds away and playing Russian roulette with my baby, pretty much. And so I started walking in quite hurriedly into the shopping centre, and then I got interrupted suddenly by one of those people in the kiosks that often wait out for you outside those shopping, the Coles and Woolworths. And he goes, "Can I ask you a question?" I'm like, "All right, what is it? I got to get a nappy." And he says, "When was the last time you checked your electricity bill?" And I was like, "Mate, I'm not interested in electricity right now." So I just smiled politely, and then I like walked around him, went into Coles, got the nappies, changed Dolly. My world was right again. But after a little bit of time and a bit more sleep, I started thinking about this experience again. And this is the real life version of being shown ads on Facebook or Instagram that don't resonate with you, because in that very point in time, I wasn't thinking about my electricity bill. I was only thinking about getting nappies for Ollie. Now, I had this picture, just to give everyone a little laugh. I had this picture generated by ChatGTP. Can you see the creepy little girl hand? This is how you know it's by AI. I thought it was pretty good until I went down there, but I'm going to keep it in there anyway. But this is what I'm going to teach you today, not how to do creepy hand photos with ChatGTP, but I'm going to teach you how to choose the right platform, how to make sure your ads resonate with the right people, and that you're meeting people where they're at in their frame of mind, and how, make sure you're solving a problem that your ideal clients have right now. And that's the biggest challenge when it comes to marketing in a nutshell. And so I'm trying to avoid you guys from being that electricity bill broker, but be more about what that person needs in that right time. So does anyone just want to give me a wave on your camera? Have you tried boosting a Facebook post or running Google ads before? Anyone had a go or want to give me any feedback of how that went? Yep, we've had a couple of goes. T, do you want to share your experience?
I haven't done it for a while, but I used to do it when I was managing a community radio station.
All right.
Facebook. And I guess I didn't really see much of a difference, to be truthful with you. I wasn't sure who it was reaching. I did try and, go in and, have the right area and put in the right keywords and all that type of stuff, but I don't know if I did a good job at it.
That's all right. That's the kind of feedback I get from a lot of people, is they did try, but they have no idea whether it worked or not.
There didn't seem to be engagement. I mean, to me, if something's working, I think there's engagement, but then I guess people don't really engage with ads, do they? They don't go, "Oh, hi, that's a nice ad." Well, sometimes they do, but, they might look at it and go, "Oh, yeah," and then just go into it'd be good if you could tell if they went to your website through it, then you would know what was going on.
Absolutely. And there is ways of doing that. But you just need to know, you need to have some goals for yourself so that you can compare them to know whether it's working, and then look at numbers. So let's just go through the two major platforms and how they differ from each other, because our approach on each of these platforms is very different. So Google Ads, they used to be known as Google AdWords. This allows businesses to display ads on Google's search engine results. So whenever you type in to Google, you'll often see 3 options. See an example. Got one in here. Oh, let me just go through this here. So when you type in a keyword, you'll find that this image comes up with the little ad on the top there. That's called a Google Ads. Now, a Google ad is a pay per click model, which means you only get charged for every time your ad is clicked. So when someone types in a relevant keyword that's relevant to your target audience, your ideal clients, and they see your ad in those search options, the top 3 options, and they click on it, that's when Google's going to charge you. If people see your ad but don't click on it, you won't be charged. So Google processes over 8.5 billion searches every day. They really have the monopoly on any other search platform. About 78% of all searches happen on Google. Now, there are other search engines you may have heard, like Bing, which is Microsoft's version. These still get searches on them, and you can run ads on those platforms, but the majority of people are using Google. When it comes to how you target your ideal clients on Google, it does offer you some audience targeting factors such as your location, demographics, their search behavior. You can even type in, there's a limited number of interests that you can enter that help Google identify who would be an ideal client for your ads. And of course, what's most important to get right with your Google ads is understanding what people are typing in to find your service or to solve their problem. Because once you get these keywords or search terms right, that's how you start to see results from your Google ads. So there's a few different types of Google ads. The main one that I work with are these text ads. So these are easier to set up, and they make sure that your website is on the first page of Google for the keywords that you want to show up for. So unlike search engine optimization, which is SEO, SEO is when your website ranks on the first page of Google for free, and Google Ads is when your website ranks on Google, on the first page of Google, for not free. You're paying to be there. So those are that's the difference between Google Ads and search engine optimization, SEO. Even if you've got the best SEO website set up, you will still not present in the first 3 options on the first page of Google, because that space is reserved for paid sponsors. We've got video ads. So these are video ads that interrupt your YouTube watching experience. And then for e-commerce businesses, you've got these shopping ads, which are like these these rectangle product displays. So they're good for e-commerce. And Renee, when you eventually have a website set up, that would be an opportunity to make sure your products get shown up for there for free or with paid ads. So who is Google Ads ideal for? They're ideal for products and services that people are actively searching for. So in other words, if you solve a specific problem that people Google, example, a builder, someone wanting to renovate their home and they need a builder, they're going to go to Google. Or if their toilet is broken, they're going to go to Google to find a plumber. Or if their back is sore, they're going to go to see a physio. Or if they need Janice asphalt cement, I assume, maybe they would go to Google for that sort of product. So if your ideal client is actively searching for a product or a service or a solution to their problem that they know what the solution is, Google Ads can be a really good opportunity for your business to be seen. It also helps if your ideal client maybe searches for your business while they're at work. So someone looking for a marketing agency or a lawyer or an accountant, like a B2B, where the office manager might be looking on behalf of the business, Google could also be a good place for them as well. So here's an example of a spa repair company where I actually got the marketing strategy wrong. In the beginning, I thought that running ads on Meta, on Facebook and Instagram, trying to get people to get their spas serviced or repaired would go really well. I was thinking we'll show some videos of some really grubby spas and broken, not working parts, and I reckon this client will get lots of inquiries. We ran it for about 3 or 4 weeks. And while our ads got a lot of engagement, like clicks and comments, people going, oh, that spa's gross, so gross, blah, 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 we actually didn't get any solid leads. That is, people inquiring about the service. And it's because this is not everyone has a spa and not everyone has a broken spa. So this is why Meta ads didn't work, because it was just too niched for the general population. But when I moved their advertising spend to Google, people started actively looking for a solution to repair their spa. And then the client showed up as an ad, as you can see example here. And then they were getting 10 to 20 calls or online inquiries every single month. And the quality of those inquiries was quite high because those people literally had a broken spa and they needed it fixed. So they had a problem and they knew how to fix it and they Googled how to fix their spa. And that's why Google ads worked for this spa repair company and not Meta ads. So it was a valuable lesson. But the great thing about digital marketing, doesn't matter what platform you are advertising on, unlike a magazine where you send in your ad and hope the magazine prints it and then fingers crossed someone's going to contact you, you can start seeing through the data that comes back to you within 2 or 3 weeks whether your ad is actually having an impact. Whereas with print media, you have to wait for the next edition to either update your ad or not include your ad in that publication and make some decisions on where do you go next. So the ability to make quick and educated decisions on what works best when it comes to online advertising is really the advantage here of online ads versus print ads. So let's move over to Meta ads now. When I say Meta ads, I also mean advertising on both platforms, Facebook and Instagram, because Meta owns both and advertising on both is simply another checkbox. There's a section in Ads Manager that asks you what placements you want your ads to be seen, meaning, what platforms you want to be seen, and then you just tick. So it doesn't matter whether you're advertising on Facebook or Instagram if you have a preference, or you can do both. But Meta ads charge you on a different advertising model. So instead of a cost per click model, Meta ads operates on a pay per impression model, which means it will charge you depending on how many times your ad is seen. So even if your ad isn't clicked on, but it's seen, Meta will charge you. So I thought I'd just give you some statistics. These are the top most used social media platforms for people over the age of 16 every month. And so you can see Facebook, Messenger, Instagram, WhatsApp, and TikTok are the top 5 social media platforms in Australia. And Meta owns 4 of those platforms. So it's very likely that someone you know or your ideal client is using one of these Meta products every single month for their social media. And understanding where your client hangs out and what platforms they use is a really important aspect to your business so that you can make the right decision. Like Google, Meta also has audience targeting options to make sure your ads are seen to the right people. However, it's a lot more powerful than what Google can offer you. It also has demographics and interests and buying behavior, and of course your locations to make sure your ads are only seen within a certain location. You can even upload your database in some cases and retarget your email lists. Meta's also got a feature now called Advantage Audience Plus, which is essentially letting Meta find your ideal clients for you. It's using AI. So needing to understand your clients' interests and behaviors, those things are now automated through Meta themselves, through their AI. And it is a powerful way to just let Meta find your ads for you. So T, back in the day when you used to enter interests and things like that for your ads, we no longer need to worry about that because Meta AI has been upgraded and it'll do it for us. So we can put in suggestions, but ultimately Meta will work it out for us now. So what's more important with Meta ads is less about the targeting and more about making sure our ads speak to our ideal client, talk to their pain points and their desires. That's really important now, more than the targeting of our ads. So there's lots more different types of Meta ads. It gives us a lot more flexibility than Google to be for what our ads look like. So we've got image ads and carousel and slideshow. So our ads can look, they give us the flexibility to give us sorry, my throat's getting a bit croaky. It gives us the opportunity to have our ads look very different and stand out for the feed. And Meta also gives us the ability to set different business objectives. So with Google, the real only business objective we can set is to drive traffic to our website and encourage inquiries and sales, which is great. Everyone wants that. But Meta also offers you more business objectives beyond that. So, for example, if you want to try and build trust and brand awareness, get more followers, and get people to watch more of your videos, those sort of business objectives, Meta can allow you to do that. If you're promoting an event and you want event responses on Meta, it can allow you to do that as well. So there's a lot more flexibility and a lot more options for our own business goals on Meta than there is with Google. Here's an example of an image ad. It's probably one of the most simple ads to set up. A single image, a headline, a button, and a caption. Single images for ads still work quite well, but we need to make them interesting, and trying to get people's attention is the hardest part when it comes to running these ads. Video ads, Meta wants to be the next TikTok, the next YouTube. So having a video as one of your creative options in Meta is highly recommended because it will favor those videos and make sure that those are seen. Carousel images are when you may have 10 images or videos and people flick through. They're quite good to get engagement on your ad because people have to physically flick through and spend a little bit longer on your ad with this type of ad. And there are a few other types in Meta as well that give you different flexibilities. What I recommend when you're setting up Meta ads is having a mixture of different types of ads. So you may have a carousel, a video ad, and an image ad all in your one campaign, so that Meta can pick and choose which is the best creative. If we only go in with one ad or one boosted post, we're not giving Meta options on how to best deliver our ad. So having a few different formats, I would definitely recommend. Here's a case study of a community event that I helped promote. It was a distache market. It was all about selling secondhand crafts and fabrics and buttons and other sewing materials. And we had a video ad, a single image ad. We were promoting the event. We had lots of different versions, all encouraging people to come along to this market. Now, the reason why we didn't choose Google for this particular campaign is because there wouldn't be many people on any given day actively looking for distache craft markets into Google. It just wouldn't happen. Whereas when we used Meta, Meta was able to share this event to people who have browsing history around crafts, around sewing, and maybe they belong to Facebook community groups where they talked about these types of projects. And because Facebook knows this about you, promoting this event on Meta made perfect sense. So we pushed it out on both platforms, Facebook and Instagram. We used different types of creative, and people were discovering the event. They were tagging their friends. They were sharing the event. You know, hey, Sarah, I want to come to this weekend. You know, they were discovering it. And they weren't actively looking for it. So that's where we use Meta for discovery. And it reached just over 140,000 people, nearly 200,000 engagements. And then when the day came, about 5,000 people attended the event. Now, we started promoting this around 4 weeks before the event, maybe max 6 weeks, I can't remember now. But anything longer than that, people forget. So it's really good to try and keep that event marketing on Meta really, really tight because people forget. So Facebook ads and Instagram ads are ideal for B2C, business to customer businesses. And it's ideal if your client isn't particularly searching for your product or service, but they're likely to be interested in it. So the sewing market, or if you're a real estate agent and you're promoting a property for sale, someone might be interested in buying property, but they would need to discover your property that you have for sale on Meta. It's also quite good to build the know, like, trust factor if you're a mortgage broker or a digital marketing agency or perhaps even you giving advice for up and coming entrepreneurs. You can use Meta to build that know, like, trust factor before someone comes and buys from you. So it's good for that. And it's also good for growing your email list. So offering a freebie like a free ebook or something else valuable that your ideal client might like, promoting that and collecting those email addresses, Meta ads can be quite good for that as well. Because as you know, we don't own Meta. So if our business page or our Instagram account got shut down tomorrow, how would we promote to our customers? So trying to get people off social media as much as possible is the end objective to all of this. Because if we lost our page today, we would want to own something from all that work. And for that, it'd be owning people's email addresses. And that would help us, recover from, being hacked, or hopefully you're not going to get hacked, but that would help us recover. Right, now this is another case study where my client used both platforms, but they used both platforms very, very differently. So they use Google Ads for private clients, so private physio and speech therapy and hydrotherapy clients actively looking for a physio near them. But we also used meta ads to help those on the NDIS discover their services and help them become those people become aware that they offer NDIS therapy programs. They also used Meta to help build their authority, share case studies, and share their knowledge to promote that they're a leading expert in their field and the type of care that they can provide to those NDIS clients. So they've used both platforms very, very differently. And as a result, they're getting 30 plus inquiries every single month from each platform. But we're using them very, very differently. So just to give you a recap, I'm just looking at the time. Oh, it's gone a bit longer than I thought. Google has a higher search intent. So it's when people are actively looking to have their problems solved, Google has a better quality of your leads and inquiries. Facebook ads, the lead quality can be a little bit less because we're really interrupting what a person is doing on their social media. So the conversion rate from inquiry to becoming a customer tends to be a little bit lower. The cost per click is more expensive on Google because that's how they charge you. And if we're comparing cost per click on Meta, it is cheaper than Google. But again, it comes around to the level of intent. You know, what are people doing? And I think the intention on Google Ads is higher. Audience targeting, very similar, but I think Meta Ads is a little bit better when it comes to audience targeting. Visual engagement, Google doesn't give you much options on what your ads look like unless you're doing a video ad, and Meta offers you much more flexibility when it comes to your ads. So now we know the difference. How do you decide which one is best for you? And it really starts by simply knowing who your ideal client is and how they discover your business. So what's the journey from when they have a problem to discovering you? What's the in-between part? What's the thought process? And the easiest way to find out is to ask every single person who inquires about your business one question. How did you hear about us? And then write it down. I have a whiteboard, it's just up there, and I have my inquiries and I have my customers and I have my source of how they found out about that. Was it a referral? Was it Google? Was it Meta? And I just have a simple tally. And this way you can see what platform you need to put more effort in. Oh, I went ahead. So how are we going for time? I thought it would, oh, we've still got a little bit of time. I thought Renee, T, and Janice, or even you, Joe, maybe we could have someone could talk about their business quickly for 5 minutes, and then maybe the rest of us could discuss if we were to pretend to be an ideal client for that business, where do you think we would go to learn more about that business? How would we discover you? Would we go to Google, or would we expect to just stumble across the business on Meta ads? Does anyone want to volunteer? Too shy?
I thought Renee unmuted herself. I thought you were going to volunteer, Renee.
No, I'm too scared.
Okay. All right, then. That's fine. Well, how about Renee, I already know a little bit about your business. Would it be okay if I picked on you?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So everyone, for those who didn't hear before, Renee has a condiments and sauces.
Yeah, and spice mixes.
Spice mixes.
Yeah.
Yes. And currently they've been doing in-person markets, of course it's an in-person market stalls promoting the event. And would it be true and safe to say that when someone tastes your product, it's more likely that they would purchase after they've tried it?
Yeah, we do get a few people who walk away. I don't know if it's because of the price range, because obviously all our stuff is handmade at home. It's not cheap like, your jams and stuff, or your $4 barbecue sauces, which are standard mix from Woolies. So it's a bit different. So a few people obviously won't pay for what ours is because it's a bit more expensive. But our feedback for all our flavors are really good. And then it's interesting because you'll get the people that walk away, but then the other people who like everything will buy like 4 products. So
yeah, right. There you go. So there's 2 ways you can think about it. I can see both platforms being used quite differently.
yeah.
So when you have an e-commerce website set up, it would make sense to either run Google ads based on people looking for, let's just call it barbecue sauce for now.
Yep.
Or something more specific, like, a sauce specifically for slow cooked pork ribs or something like that. Those kinds of specific searches would be better searched for on Google because people are looking for that specific product. So in a way that makes sense. But then on the flip side, using meta ads to share popular recipes that uses your products would be a good way for people to discover your products.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what we were thinking.
Yeah, that's right. So on Meta, I wouldn't go, here's some sauce. Trust us, it tastes good. I'd be like, hey, here's a really cooking videos are very popular on social media. So it's like a cooking demonstration of something popular and using your spices in that and then selling the recipe or, giving away the recipe with links to the products that you sell would be a great way for people to discover because they can't imagine meta people need to imagine what they can use with the product. Seeing an ad with just a single bottle of sauce, for example, wouldn't cut through, but showing people and helping them imagine what they can do with the product would be a great way to cut through. So you can see people on Google are looking for sauce, they know because they're typing, but Meta, they're looking to be inspired.
Yeah.
I was thinking too, straight away when I was imagining myself Googling it, I would be putting in something like if I was looking for a gift, you know what I mean? So it might be like a Father's Day thing and you do like a little barbecue pack or
fantastic idea, T.
Or something like that. So I just thought gifts because I'd like, it's a nice thing to give someone really special spices and sauces and stuff because it's special.
That's right. And it's a treat because it's more than just the stuff you get from, like you said, Renee. It's a treat. So having gift packs, I think T is an excellent idea if you haven't thought of that already. And would be a great way to use your Google ads, for
somebody
those
who likes cooking, like people that actually, really like cooking. I don't know what you call them. People that like cooking, is there a name for it? I don't really know, but yeah.
Or even people like, let's use your Father's Day present idea. Someone Googling Father's Day gift pack would be thing that would be Googled, I would assume, or gift ideas, Father's gift ideas. And if you had a whole page on a website with gift ideas and links to the products, that would be worth driving traffic to as well. Really good.
And local, I think a lot of people really love the idea of purchasing local as well. I know I do, but, a lot of people I know do. So
yeah, a lot of people at the market like that we're local. So,
and I always Google unique gift ideas. I like something that's so.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah.
Awesome. Janice, do you have anything you'd like to share?
I was just thinking if Renee is saying a lot of her sales are through markets, so maybe using the Meta ads to not necessarily advertise her product, but advertise where she'll be. So the markets that you'll be at.
Yep. Excellent. Yeah. Excellent idea. Yeah, I love it when we get different minds together because everyone thinks about the same thing in a different way. So we've just had 4 different ideas of using each platform. So awesome. So it sounds like you guys have really got a clear understanding now on how to go about each platform. But again, I really need to just drive it home that you need to figure out who your ideal client is and their thought process on how they discover your business. And that's where you need to put your focus in and your effort. All right, so I'm just going to wrap it up with, I just go through a couple of the key takeaways. We now know the difference between Google and Meta ads and their strengths and weaknesses. We've talked about how you need to think about your business's objectives and which platform will help you achieve that. And I just want to let you know that one size doesn't fit all businesses. So choose wisely, make sure you're tracking all your incoming inquiries so that you can do more of what's working for you. Remember this, lady? Just imagine if that man who interrupted me asking me for my electricity bill to be checked, imagine if he was selling nappies. What do you think I would have done? I would have thrown my money at him. He probably could have put me on some kind of nappy subscription, upsold me to some organic pseudo cream, something like that. He would have had me because that was me, my frame of mind at that point of time, and it's what I needed right then and now. So try to think about being that diaper nappy salesperson and be at the right place at the right time for your customers. Thanks, everyone. Any questions? Oh, yeah, and another creepy hand. Check that out.
Yeah, I did notice that.
I love it too much. I'm going to keep it. So here is a little gift for everyone. If you're interested, I've got an ebook. It's called 5 Ad Mistakes That Are Costing You Customers and How to Use AI to Fix Them Fast.
Excellent. Thank you.
It's a free download for you guys. And yeah, I'll just open it up to any questions. I think I ran pretty good on time, Jo. I did. For once.
That was awesome. It was actually really, really good. And personally, I would like to say that was absolutely fantastic. Thanks so much, Jess. And I hope that everybody else really enjoyed that as well. Lunch and learn. As the committee, we actually are considering doing more of these in 2026, and I think I have on, you might have received it in the email. If you could please fill out the survey, we're looking for some ideas for to do events for next year because funding's coming up with the Moreton Bay City Council. So thanks to Moreton Bay City Council, event is put on by them through their grants, and we've got some more grant applications coming up. And I'd love to hear about what it is that you would like to have, what more kind of, programs or training that you would like for PRC's Pine Rivers to do. So please fill out that. That'd be great. So yeah. Anyone got any questions that they want to ask? Or quickly before Jess, we've got about a couple of seconds.
Jess, does your business do website creation as well?
My business directly does not. I have some preferred suppliers that I can recommend for you, Janice, if you like.
Okay, yeah, that'd be good. We don't have our website at the moment, and so Google Ads don't really work for us because we don't have a website to direct people to. But I think that Google is probably our preferred audience, I think so.
So Janice, do you want to send me an email and I'll connect you with some people? I'll just put my email in the chat. Do you know how to find the chat?
Yes, thanks.
And of course, Renee and T and Joe, if you've got any other specific questions that you think of later, feel free to send me an email. I am going on week's leave from Friday, but as soon as I come back, I'm absolutely open to like booking a call and having a meeting, anything like that. So, but yeah, Janice, I'll connect you before I go on leave to some website people. Your website and what it says is absolutely detrimental to running successful ads.
Yeah.
You know, for everybody, it needs to speak those pain points and solutions. Everything I just said, the website needs to convey that too, because we can spend all this money sending people to a website, but if the website doesn't pull its weight,
yeah, it's a waste of money.
A waste of money. Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Jess, and I will send out another video. Jess is going to be able to put this up on YouTube. It'll be available, like, to be sent out, and we're going to have, as part of the membership, it's going to be available, Pine Rivers on there. You can have that at any time. And yeah, thank you all so much, ladies, for being here. I hope that you enjoyed it, and yeah, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Jess. That was fantastic.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Jess.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Good afternoon. See you all later.
Bye.